Hello everybody and welcome to part 4 of liquidity. In today's session we're going to be going over the concept of equal highs and equal lows and how to use equal highs and equal lows. So let's begin. Now, the concept of equal highs and equal lows. Equal highs and equal lows are created above and below order blocks, right? And this is where you will always find equal highs and equal lows above or below order blocks, right? This is so smart money can make a move. This is so smart money can grab the liquidity resting at these zones at the equal highs and equal lows and move into an OB, right? And the move into the OB is supported by the liquidation of the equal highs and the equal lows. So I'm going to be showing you guys in a diagram and so on and so forth, right? How to use equal highs and equal lows. Whenever you spot an OB, see if there are equal highs or equal lows, nearby. For a sell order block, look for equal highs below the order block, right? So this is for a sell order block. Look for equal highs below the order block. And then for a buy order block, look for equal lows above the buy order block, right? So now I'm going to show you guys some examples and we're going to get right into it. So if we begin with CAD JPY over here, and we will just start with this example over here, right? So if I use the replay tool and we replay price to about here, right? So now let's begin. So if I begin with just deleting everything off this chart. So over here we've got an OB on the 1 hour time frame, right? So this was probably a larger OB on the 4 hour. It's now refined on the 1 hour time frame. We've achieved a 9 pip stop loss, and our R is looking good. So if we begin with understanding, first of all, we are looking at a buy order block at the moment. So what we're going to be looking for, we're going to be looking for equal lows above this zone, right? So if we refer back to here, for a buy order block, look for equal lows above the order block, right? So we're going to be looking for equal lows now. So if I just play price, bang, what do we have there? Equal lows, right? And then price will continue, and then eventually something will happen. Exactly. So if I bring price to about here and we just mark down these equal lows, right? And I'll just mark this off, equal lows, right? So now why is this important? Because first of all, this is extra confluence in the fact that smart money is purposefully creating these equal lows, right? It's intentional in order for the next time price comes to about this zone, loads of people are looking to buy at this point. So what are they going to do? They are going to be able to sell. Why? To move into this zone right here, right? That is their aim, right? To move into this zone specifically, right? This zone right here. And how do they achieve this? By grabbing the liquidity from these equal lows, right? So this is going to be extra confidence because we know they are more interested in tapping into the zone and mitigating it because, they are setting up equal lows and so on and so forth, right? So what exactly are we going to do? We're going to now enter here 100%. We're going to definitely enter from the zone. We're going to set our targets to about here at this supply zone, and then we can play price. There we go, we're entered, and we hit take profit, right? So the key thing to take away from this, equal lows above a buy order block are great. They are extra confidence because we know that smart money will liquidate these lows, grab it, and move into our zone and show us reaction, right? And so if we just look at this from the diagram concept, just in case you're finding this a bit confusing, we've got the order block over here. We can look for equal lows before the order block hits, and then we can just tap into our zone, and then price will mitigate, right? So if I just draw the order block here, one thing you do need to make sure is that the equal lows are not being created within your zone, right? Because then price can just liquidate the lows and break out of your zone, right? So you need to make sure your equal lows are above your zone and look somewhat like this, right? So then price will come in, liquidate these lows, tap into our order block, and then show us reaction. So that is basically the scenario that you want to be seeing. And then for a supply zone, right, what do we have? And then we've got equal highs below the zone, right? And then price will tap in, show us reaction. Alright, so that is the second perfect example. as I'm going to show you guys on the charts in a second. So right there, we've got equal highs. Price will liquidate these equal highs, tap into our zone, and then we'll see reaction. And now let's move on to the example for equal highs. So if you guys remember this example on KJPY I've been using for the order block, if we actually go to a different broker so it's clearer, I'll go to Awanda, right? So if I just move this out the way and we replay price about here, right? So we've got this, you know, this the sell order block, right? It's broken all of our structures, everything's good. Now if you want some extra confidence before entering this trade, right, because you want as much confidence as possible, you want as much entry, you know, confidence as possible, because then you know for a fact to take this trade, right? So these equal highs will definitely be an area of confluence, right? Because this yet again signifies to you that smart money is definitely getting involved with the mitigation of this, right? They want to mitigate this order block because they are setting up these equal highs in order to liquidate them, right? Grab all the liquidity resting above this area, tap into our zone, and then continue to show us reaction, right? So that's exactly the concept of equal highs and equal lows. And yeah, just make sure you always look for them above and below all the blocks. And yeah, that's all there is to them. Use that as extra confidence. Yeah, so I hope you guys found this educational, and I'll see you guys in the next one.